Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today we are going to be checking in for week 1 of June. For week 1 of June, it's going to be from the 1st to the 10th for us, so let's just go ahead and get started. I have my weekly sheet here to set up and lay down with you guys since it is for week 1. So we are going to be laying down this spread together. And I am missing one of the thin washies because I did end up using that for the sinking funds, I believe. But this sheet that I have here is from my budget kit for June Design 2. So I am going to just lay that down. I feel like time is just escaping me. I'm so behind on these videos and it's already like the third, what week is this? I think it's the 3rd week of June right now. But let's just lay down the weekly check-in script. I feel like sometimes I zoom you guys in and sometimes I don't because I never know how much to zoom in because depending on the screen you're watching this on, I feel like too zoomed in is too zoomed in or maybe not enough. I don't know. Okay, so let me just put down 4 weeks since we do only check in for 4 weeks at a time versus 5. And it just works out because we have 5 categories, so the spacing works out. Also, the time works out because I just prefer to have like a longer week versus like a really short week. And this is for week 3's check-in. And then we have week 4 check-in. So this specific check-in is mainly for our day-to-day expenses or our daily expenses. And these are the ones that or the categories that we spend from every single day or most days. Some days we have none spent and we don't spend anything, but the eating out, groceries, gas allowance, pups, and bean, these are the ones that I like to kind of track to see if there's any type of patterns and also to track every single week to see how much we have left for the month. So that is what this specific spread is for. And then besides this one, we are going to be tracking our checking account. And this weekly balance sheet or balance spread is what we use to track our balance for our checking accounts or checking accounts if you do have multiple. The reason why we have to do that is because we are cashless budgeters. We mainly use cash for everything in our credit cards, but for this specific month, for the month of June, which is my first time ever using cash envelopes, I wanted to do like a hybrid situation to show you guys how I would use cash along with mainly using an electronic system if you guys are cash users. But yes, so I have the 5th week here that I'm not going to be using since I don't check in for 5 weeks at a time. But let me lay down these lines real quick and I'll be right back. All right, so we have all the lines down and let's write the weeks. So it's going to be the 1st to the 10th for week 1. Then we have the 11th to the 17th. Then we have the 18th to the 24th. I realized it wasn't showing you guys. And then 25th all the way to the 30th, which is not all the way, it's actually a shorter week, but yes, that is until the 30th. So these are the 4 weeks that we're going to be checking in for. Now let's just write the categories real quick, and those of course is eating out, groceries, gas allowance, pups, and bean. Alrighty, so we have our categories. We're not going to be doing any rollover, so let's just go ahead and dive right into the check-in portion. We're going to just lay down these stickers real quick. I realized I did this a little backwards, but I'm gonna grab my stickers. I've actually been housing them in here because it's just been fun for me. So I've been housing them in my budget binder and I have them written down already as well. And I will be using the app that we normally use, which is the Daily Budget app. And I'm going to be scrolling down to the 1st, since we're checking in from the 1st to the 10th. I will be just getting the transactions from here. And I will have a video linked below talking about our checking accounts or saving accounts, how they're hooked up, how we got them set up, along with the apps that we like to use as well to keep track of our balance. But this is where I'm going to be getting things from. The little house icon I chose to symbolize sinking funds. We have a gas for gas, grocery cart for groceries, fork and knife for eating out. But you guys get the drift. This is where we're going to be getting our little categories from. So for the first of the month, we had a sinking fund, so I'll write that in later, but on the 3rd we had a bunch of transactions. So let's just go through that. And we do have our key on the side for what each color indicates. I really do like to have this method because I just love visually seeing what happens and what our spending is like month to month. It's just really easy on the eyes. So for example, May, we had a lot of pink, so a lot of eating out. Then a lot of green here, which is eating out again. We definitely have a problem with eating out, it seems like. For March, we had our vacation. You guys see a pattern that we need to fix, which is eating out. So it's just really easy to visually see. The first one is Coal-Fire. We spent $25 at Coal-Fire on the 3rd because I've been like obsessed with eating buffalo chicken pizzas, and the ones from here, it's so thin. It's just so good. It's so expensive for a 16-inch pie from here, but it's just mouth-watering, honestly. So that is the first transaction that we had. Then we spent $17 at Wegmans. We just picked up some basics like eggs and milk, I believe. That could be a lie because we started getting that from Costco. So I'm not really sure what we got this day, but that was $17 on the 3rd. And then we also spent $99 at Eden. And then we also got gas this day as well, which was $36. So for Eden, it's in Virginia, and it's like a Viet town essentially with all the different grocery stores and the restaurants. And we spent $99 picking up some food to bring home. We got some bangkun and some other things just to bring home to eat for the next couple days since we made the trip over there. We also ate over there, and that was from a sinking funds. We're gonna pull that out of a date category, but that was on the 3rd. Then we had nothing spent up until the 8th, which is really nice. We ended up getting $66 at Costco. I'm very surprised that we didn't spend that much, but I guess it kind of goes hand in hand with buying so much food at Eden. We were just eating that for the following few days. And then that was really it up until the 10th, since we're only checking in for week 1. All right, so that was really fast. So let's just lay down our none spent stickers. And I use these to kind of visually see. It's really satisfying for me to see like a bunch of these scattered all over my monthly spread. But these are just for me to indicate the days that we did not spend anything. And then we had a bunch of none spent at the beginning of the month. And these are mainly for me to use for the categories, or what are they called? For the daily categories. So every month we've actually been doing really well with none spent. And I truly do believe a huge reason why is because of our baby. We have a baby. We don't really leave as often. Before, I feel like we did not have nearly as many, but it's good. It's good. So let's just go to our weekly check-in, and we're going to go ahead and check in these categories. As you guys know, I like to do the single items first. So Coal-Fire eating out, $25. Not sure what is up with me with always writing the wrong number first, but $25. A few things for groceries. Then we have gas, which is $36. And then we have nothing spent for allowance or babies category. So for groceries, let's go ahead and mark these in. We have $66 plus $99 plus $17 for groceries, and that is a total of $182. And now everything is checked in, so we're looking good for the week. So that is $182. All right, so now let's see. So eating out, we started with $300. That minus 25 equals $275 remaining. Allowance and bean is easy. Nothing was spent. So allowance, we still have $75. And then the babies categories, we still have $100. Then for gas, we started with $125. That minus $125. That minus the $36 equals $89 left over for the month. Last but not least, we had groceries. We had $400 starting the month with. That minus the $182 equals $218 left over for the month for groceries. This is now checked in. Now let's go ahead and flip to our sinking funds. Okay, so we have our sinking funds, and we did have a couple of extra transactions because of Savopoly. We had to take out money from our sinking funds to fund our rolls for savings. We've been rolling every single week since the beginning of the year for Savopoly, but this month we're doing something slightly different, and we will be doing that together too. Let's actually do that right now real quick because I want to get into the habit of doing that first. So we are going to be doing a different savings challenge, and honestly, I think I'm going to be using one of these balance trackers or budget trackers since I haven't been using this for my cash envelopes, so I'm going to use this for our cash collect instead. Maybe I'll put it like behind. Yeah, that works. Okay, so we're going to be using this savings challenge instead of our Savopoly, and we're going to try to save this whole entire thing by the month of September. The reason why is I completely forgot about it, but we have a birthday party that we're going to be setting up for both my family and Dustin's family to meet each other and hang out and celebrate Beanie's first birthday, and we're looking for, I believe, for all of the tables, it's like family style, so there's like 10 different meals that keep coming out, but I believe roughly it's gonna be like 2,000 to 3,000, but I'm just gonna save on the high end because tip is gonna be like crazy. So we are going to try to save this whole thing. 1,000 is on this side, 2,000 is on this side, and total will be 3,000. So if we finish it by September, that is perfect. I am going to start saving in this and then transferring it over, using this specifically for this to transfer it over into Ally in a new bucket, most likely, or a new like savings account, I think is what I'm going to do. But essentially, if you guys aren't familiar with this savings challenge, it's after we complete this 5 times, we get to color in the jars 5 times, and it's $1,000 on this side. And this side, as you guys can see, it's double, so this is 2,000. But basically, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, $200. So once this is all colored, we color in 1 jar. Definitely can just wipe this all away and just do it again for a second, third, fourth, and fifth jar. But I think I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. I'm going to just do like marks and kind of like make it colorful. I don't know how it's going to turn out. Let's just see. But this is what we're going to be using. So let's just do this first. And I'm going to pull... We do have to save quite the bit. And I do know that we have a dentist bill that's supposed to be coming out this month as well. And we did spend some money for our home, and I think that will be taken out next week. I think for right now, we're going to pull out, let's do $100 from Costco for this savings challenge. Yeah, let's do $100. And I have like a bunch of Sharpie markers that I purchased on Amazon or on Target. I don't remember where I got these from, but let's do 2. We're going to do $100, so that's going to be half of this. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So that is $100 that we're saving for this week. Honestly, I should probably do more. Let me see. What month is this? This is June, July, August, and then September. So I really don't have that many weeks to work with. Let's just start off with 100 for now. Next week, we'll just pull more from somewhere else. Who knows? Maybe we'll end up pulling it from one of our accounts here. And I'm thinking maybe our extra paycheck for this month, some of it will go towards this as well. Let's just see how it goes as the month goes on, but that is what it looks like so far. So we have 100 saved, and let's just put that in our sinking funds real quick before we do the transfer. We'll do $100 and we'll do cash collect since that's the name of the challenge. All right, so now we check in for the week. Let's do this. For cash, this is to balance out our checking account, so that's why I don't have this in here. But essentially what we can do is balance out our actual checking, our cash accounts. So let's see how we should do this. If we're eating out, we should still have $275 in there. So we have 100, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, and then 275. So that looks good for week 1's check-in. So that is correct. That is looking good for 275. Next category is for groceries. We should have $218 in there. So we have 50, 100, 150, 170, 190, 200, 210, 215, 216, 17, and 218. So that is looking good as well for our groceries accounts. And then next category we have is for gas. That should be at $98 or $89. Oh my gosh. So we have 50, 60. Oh, so we have 50, 70, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, and $89. Groceries is looking good. Allowance and bean should not have been touched. So allowance should be still be at 75, 20, 40, 60, 70, and 75. And then for the babies categories, we should have $100 still. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and 100. Those categories look good. And I'm not gonna lie, we could have made a better effort at using cash, but old habits die hard. So we still used our credit cards, and the money is in the back. So after we spent it, I just have the money back here for me to put back into the bank to pay the credit card. I feel like I'm gonna regret this in the long run because I just don't like going to the bank like that, but I wanted to do a hybrid with you guys, and we're doing a hybrid. So that is what this looks like. Normally we would have put the transactions on the debt trackers, but since I do use the app on my phone to do it, it's just a lot simpler for me versus remembering to write it in the budget trackers. But that's just, of course, another option. But that is what the cash envelopes look like. So these are all balanced out perfectly. Now to balance out our checking account, since our checking account still holds the money for all of our bills and our sinking funds. So let's just do sinking funds first, since I feel like we just did it. So sinking funds, a lot was spent for sure. We have 200 plus 117 plus 82 plus 74 plus 100. Again, that is $573 for the first week, and a lot of it had to do with like the different challenges for Save-Opoly, for Cash Collect. Here we are. Next, let's do bills. I do need to check our checking account and our credit card for bills, since some of them come out of our credit card and some of them come out of our checking account. The main reason why we do that is because if we could, we would have hooked up everything to our credit card just to build credit, to get cash rewards back. It would have been nice, but a lot of these bills charge a penalty if we hook it up to a credit card versus a checking account. So that's why we only have the ones that don't charge any penalty hooked up to our credit card, just because like we're gonna pay it anyway, we might as well get some cash back on it. So I'm gonna check both of them real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so we had a good amount of bills that came out, and I actually didn't realize that from our credit card, our water bill came out for $119.27. But since we already fill this in. I really don't feel like editing it, so I'm just gonna leave it unchecked so I remember to check this in next week's weekly check-in. That's kind of why I really like having these check marks, because I can always blatantly see which ones I did and which ones I did not do yet. But anyway, so these are all the bills that came out. We had our gas that came out for $45.06. Mobile came out, our mortgage, student loans, we did do the transfer, Netflix, HOA, and HBO. You guys might know that student loans are currently paused, but we are focusing on paying our student loans for this month. So I did write the total, which is $180.06 plus $180.31. I wrote that in our debt payment, this section that I have down here, because this is money that we're going to use to pay for our debt. And I'm realizing that I'll probably need to do another video. I don't really know how I'm going to incorporate this into our budget, but either I'll do another video or I'll end up doing it in one of the weekly check-ins. I'm not really sure yet. That is me just indicating that in there because the money is still currently in our second checking account. Before, I would transfer that money straight over to our long-term savings, but because we are making debt payments now, I'm keeping that in here for me to have in here when I'm ready to make the payment. But yeah, so anyway, okay, going back to this. Now let's add all of our bills up together that came out. We have $45.06 plus $174.59 plus mortgage $2222 plus $180.06 plus $180.31 plus $10.59 plus $10.59 plus 66 plus 16.59. I realized I did 10.59 twice, but Spotify did not come out yet, so minus, okay, that should be correct. Let me double check this again and recalculate it real quick. Okay, so yes, that is correct. I'm thinking that this is the same number that was just on the screen, but if not, this is the correct amount. So let's write that in there for bills that came out. So the total is $2,910.22, which is quite the chunk for first week's check-in. All right, so now this is looking good. Let's go ahead and do the actual transfers first. So we know for sinking funds, all of this, we need to transfer it to our primary account to make a credit card payment or to transfer it to our savings account or somewhere. So let's just go ahead. As usually as like all the other weekly check-ins, we're going to transfer this number for sinking funds over to our primary checking account, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I made that transfer. Now let's talk about bills. For bills, as we mentioned, not all bills come out of our credit card. So of course you guys don't have to do the mix like us, because this is definitely an extra step, because if everything already came out of the account, then we wouldn't really need to transfer. But because we did have bills come out of credit card, we still have that money in our checking accounts. Of course, we need to do the transfer so we can pay our credit card. So the ones that came out of credit card are the ones that I have a C next to it. So that's $45.06 plus $10.59 plus HBO $16.95. That equals $72.60. That is a total that we have to transfer. So that looks good. Mortgage, did I miss anything? Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and transfer $72.60 real quick, and I'll be right back. And that, of course, is going from this account for bills over to here. Alrighty, so now that everything is good, let's take a look at how much is the balance in our accounts. We have our short-term savings and this account. This account is actually, from the last time we checked in, we have not gotten another paycheck, but I did actually make a transfer of $1,000 because I forgot that for the month of June, since we did use cash, I didn't do it on camera with you guys yet. So I ended up taking $1,000 out of our savings, and you guys know I hate touching our savings, but I just wanted to have the cash so I could do the videos with you guys. So I ended up already transferring the $1,000 back into this account. I did withdraw $1,000 from here. That means this account is now $3,214.14. So that is now the accurate amount in here. And yes, it definitely pains me to do it, but I just wanted to make sure I had the videos. You guys could see the cash and see the weekly check-ins, but I ended up forgetting to transfer it back when we did the pre-balance. But that account now looks good for short-term savings. Now this account, now the number that's in this second checking account, let's do it together. It is currently at, what is it at? It is at $3,706.78. All right, so let's see if this is accurate. Moment of truth is adding the numbers together to see. So we started the month for bills at $31.50. That is what we started the month with, and that is because we estimated for variable and our fixed bills, the total cost of everything equals to $31.50. We already did that in our pre-balance. $31.50 minus the $29.10.22 equals $2,397. Wait a second. That's not right. That's a dot in there. Oh my gosh. Okay. So equals $239.78 remaining for bills. Then for sinking funds, 4040 minus 573 equals $3,467 that we have remaining for sinking funds. Now let's add those together. That plus 23978 equals a total of $3,706.78. And that matches, which is fantastic. Okay, we always love when the numbers match because it just feels so nice. So the numbers match for this week. That means that this week's check-in is now officially completed. Our cash envelopes are now balanced. It's so funny saying that. And then our checking account is now balanced and accurate as well. So we are ready to go. Savings account is also balanced. So we're ready to go for the rest of the week and for week 2 check-in. And yeah, so that is going to be it for this check-in video. It was definitely a longer one, but I hope that you guys still enjoyed it nonetheless. Thank you guys so much as always for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye.